good evening, good morning, whatever time you are tuned into this particular cast. We thank you so much and hope that you are enjoying our school of talking about purpose, discovering purpose e-course. We are so excited for the people that we've been interviewing and that have been investing their time, taking time out to make sure to give wisdom, understanding, direction on how you can find purpose in your life, and if you're frustrated in the pursuit of purpose, how to do so. And so today we have a awesome young lady that I have been privileged to know since I was actually a teenager. She was much younger than me, I think either in middle school or elementary school at the time that I met her, but God has been doing some great things in her life. I'm just super excited that we was able to connect over Facebook, and she agreed to do this. So I want to welcome Miss Joyce Kazadi to our Discover Purpose e-course.
Hi, thank you for having me. Such a pleasure and honor to do this for you. And when you were talking, I was trying to think, how old was I when I met you? I think I was like 10 or 11.
Yep.
It's been so long. It's been so long.
Yep, and so now we're older. We're not going to tell how old, but we're much older now. But it's just so good to be still able to connect with you. And so with that said, Joyce, we know that you have made a lot of transitions in your life. And, you know, the purpose of this is to really help people that are just stuck with finding purpose. So tell us a little bit about who you are. Tell us about what you do. And then we're going to just get into the crux of the rest of the session.
Great. So, like you introduced me, my name is Joyce Kazadi. I'm 28 years old. I currently live in D.C. I work at the intersection of media and politics at the current moment. I currently work for a startup organization, a media company called Axios that just launched in January. The co-founders of the organization founded a media company 10 years ago called Politico. Some of you guys may be familiar with it, but it's like a huge publication out here in the East Coast, out here in DC. And they left after 10 years and decided to do it all over again. And how I fell upon it, I had was working with the Hillary for America campaign for about 2 years. And unfortunately, when we lost in November, I found myself thinking, okay, what's next? What I want to do? And naturally, I thought I was going to transition back into politics, but I needed a break. I think a mental break, an emotional break. It was very draining, and I'm sure we can talk about that in a bit, but I had a friend who knew one of the senior vice presidents of the company at the time who was launching the company. And so in December, I did some calls, and then January I took the job. So it'll be a year this January, and so that's what I'm doing now.
Oh, that's awesome. So let me ask you this. So you kind of not stumbled upon it. You did need a break, and this door opened up for you. But did you ever see yourself where you are today? Did you ever have the plan to be in politics and to be in media?
To tell you the truth, as a little girl, I always wanted to do, I always wanted to be a lawyer. I was always fascinated with politics and leadership. I was class president. I was class president in 8th grade. Middle school, I ran for that. And then in high school, I did the same. So I always loved government and how people can relate to it. That was very early on. And people were like, oh, maybe you could be a senator and stuff like that. And I didn't really understand what politics was. I thought I had to be a lawyer, and then maybe I could stumble upon it like when I'm like my 40s or something. So in college, I studied political science because I was fascinated with how government works. And through college, I thought I was going to do more of an international thing, like the United Nations or something like that, or a nonprofit that I work with helping people. I always felt that I needed to work, like my ministry and my calling was with helping people and how it relates to government. I didn't know exactly what capacity, but I knew that's what I wanted to do very early on. But I could not have dreamt that my life would have ended up like this. You know, I'm a strong believer that God gives you the desires of your heart, and you have to trust Him. But you can't even imagine the goodness that He has for you. You know, if you just are faithful and trust Him and are obedient. Definitely be obedient. I was in college. After college, I took a year off. No, after college, I was going to go to law school, but something just wasn't clicking for me. I was like, I don't know if this is what I want to do. I don't really want to practice the typical corporate law. So I started doing more research. And then I took a year, and I did a year service with the AmeriCorps. And it was just kind of like a year of just thinking. I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do, you know?
Just taking time to really expand and explore.
Yeah, so I don't know if do you want me to just go into kind of like the journey a little bit? Or
go ahead and segue right into it, because that was going to be the next question. Like, what did your journey and your pursuit of purpose consist of? How did that journey look for you?
So, not to be cliche, and it was not really cliche, and you can like go back on this at the end, but I think you always have to be obedient to the call, regardless of what people say, what your mom says, your dad says, your family, your friends. This is your life. And after graduation, I wasn't prepared to go to law school at the moment. I got this job offer doing marketing. So it's like corporate place. And my mom was like, oh my God, this place is great. You should take it. You should do it. It was out in Alpharetta. Folks are familiar with Georgia. I don't know if you are listening to this. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll take it. It was paying good. I was 18 at the time. It was great money. And I hated it. I was depressed. I graduated in May. I lasted 3 months. I was so depressed. I was coming home crying. I was like, Mommy, I hate this job. I don't want to do this anymore. She's like, if it is good, you do this. Stay for law school. Go to law school next year. And I was like, I don't want to do this. And as I'm researching law school, talking to people who are older than me, who went to law school, they're like, this isn't what you want to do, blah, 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 blah. This is your life. And I just hated it. And then I was at work at the time, Googling things to do, like other things that can make money, and this job about like helping people and connecting people for giving people homes, and like it was like this active service, and I didn't know what a mentor was at the moment. It was through Habitat for Humanity, so I was like, oh. It spoke to me in the middle of the job, and like that morning, my boss had yelled at me, made me cry. I'm not even like a sensitive person, but I was like, I can't do this anymore, and I literally quit. Like I went home and I sent an email saying I'm not coming back.
Wow!
I quit on the spot. It was ridiculous. My mom was like, "Oh, you did that," and so as I went to interview for the Habitat for Humanity job, they hired me. But then I found out that it was through AmeriCorps, and then I had some friends. My brother, he used to be an AmeriCorps member, and Jimmy's one of our mutual friends. Chris Williams was an AmeriCorps member. So I talked to him. I was like, what is this deal? And I was like, oh, this is a year service. You live at the poverty line. So I did that for an entire year. And my mom was like, you couldn't make it money, blah, blah, blah. But it was in a year where I, still in Atlanta, I was learning. I learned, I was doing things in the service of others, and that's where I got my greatest joy. But I knew this wasn't the end. It was only a year. It was only so long. But I think it was like a training ground. I learned a lot of things. I worked with other people. I learned management styles that I didn't like to work for. And, it was just an amazing experience. And Habitat, folks who aren't familiar with it, the founders who founded Habitat are Christians, and it was weird. I'm looking at the international headquarters, and like they have a prayer room in the morning, and then regardless, you don't have a Christian work there, but there's every Wednesday morning between like 8 a.m. and 8:30 before work officially starts at 9 a.m. They did like a service, and like it was people who come and talk and just about their experience, what they're struggling with, to hear prayer, to meditate, folks to warm Christians, and it was so important. It was coming from a toxic environment that I was just at my previous job for 3 months, is something that I really needed.
Wow.
So it was like definitely a training ground. It was amazing.
So it seems like every step that you took built you to basically, essentially, the place that you are now, and you learned things along the way on your pursuit that helped you and gave you the tools and the knowledge to pursue what you're doing now.
No, absolutely. I think that's exactly what happened. And people say all the time, like, oh my God, this is so cool. You got to work with the Clintons. You were like her body woman, which is like, like personal aid to her. You travel everywhere she goes. I'm like, I couldn't even imagine what that was at 23.
Yeah.
At 22, like when I, there's a lot of lows that to get to that point. After the AmeriCorps year ended, I was like, what I'm supposed to do. I was looking for jobs, and I was like, I don't want to be in Atlanta. Like, I want to be in D.C.
Yeah.
I've never even visited D.C. I had no idea how D.C. worked, but I knew that was the epicenter of our government, and I knew that's where I wanted to be. And I had lunch with a friend, and he's super ambitious and super, he's such a go-getter, and he was like, Joyce, the Joyce I know, you're not scared of anything. You should just go for it. If this is where you want to be, you should just move to D.C. And I was like, what? Move to D.C.? I don't know anybody there. I can't do that. And he gave me a book to read. The book changed my life. The book is called The Alchemist.
The Optimist?
I'm not sure if people
Okay.
The Alchemist. And I'm not sure if people are familiar with the book, but it's a short read, only a couple hundred pages, and it's about a little boy on his pursuit of purpose and his journey. And his interaction, he meets this alchemist who leads him on his personal journey. He goes through these tests to find his personal journey. Like, he had a dream, and he wanted to chase his dream, and the journey he goes on. And it's such an amazing book, and like I said, it changed my life. So, like, my friend, after lunch, he recommended that I read the book. I read the book in a day. The next day, I told my mom and dad, I was like, hey, I'm moving to D.C. in 2 weeks. They're like, oh, okay. Like, they started with, joking.
Mm-hmm.
And in those 2 weeks, I put my car on Craigslist. I sold my car, got money, researched some places to crash in D.C., made a plan, and bought my ticket, a one-way ticket. And my mom, 2 days before the tweet, she was like, wait, you're really leaving? I was like, yeah. And they're like, whoa. And I went to D.C. And my thought process was, I started looking at who I knew who lived in D.C. or anyone who was near D.C. I had a couple people I went to school with, and I told them I just need 30 days. Let me crash in a place for 30 days, and I'll look for a job. And in those 30 days, I'll move out. So my goal was in 30 days to find a professional job working in government. And if not, then I was gonna wait tables or something. But I had sold my car to have money for an apartment. After the 30 days with a friend, and so 30 days I was with a friend of mine, and day 29 I got a job offer.
That is amazing. This is what we're trying to tell our students, that it's not, when you find what you're destined to do, it's not always going to be the pretty picture. There's going to be some ups, there's going to be some downs, there's going to be some risk taking, there's going to be some faith involved, and that seems to be, in your case, you really just having a plan and stepping out on faith and just saying, this is going to work, I'm going to make this work for me.
Absolutely. I think you said it best, risk taking. I think it's calculated risk, and I think that it's also being obedient and knowing, everybody here is God in different forms. I don't hear the audible voice of God, but I feel like when something just sits in you, you feel like this is what I need to be doing. That doesn't come from anywhere, and everything you look at the course of your life, look at what interests you, and look what the doors have been opened for you, look what people have said to you in life, and trust that, and trust your natural skill sets and your giftings and opportunities, and you got to go for them. You have to take that risk. And, we call it calculated risk, or that leap of faith. And take that risk, and it's gonna pan out. It's not gonna be easy, but I strongly recommend that people do that. And I feel like you have to chase purpose every single day. It's not easy. Every single day, at every stage of your purpose, you have to chase it. When I got that job, it was great. I did it for 2 years. I loved it. But the last 6 months, I was like, this is not what I want to do anymore. I was working on the Hill, but in a capacity where I was working for members, honoring young people, which was great at the time. I've always been involved in youth ministry and young people, so it was great. I felt like this was great in the moment, but I knew I wanted more, and I wasn't sure quite yet what it was.
Right.
And I don't know if this was just me being dumb or me being impatient. I feel like it's something I struggle with to this day, and something I'm going through right in this current moment in my life is bloom where you're planted. I'm never sure if I'm being impatient and not waiting in the season long enough, or if I'm being scared to move. I just never know, because I feel like there are times when you're in a place that you don't want to be, but there's just something you have to learn and you have to wait. And there's other times where you're in that position and you're uncomfortable for a reason, because God is trying to make you take that step away. And so I feel like that's something that I feel like I'm still learning, and discerning which one it is, if it's bloom where you're planted or this uncomfortable season. But yeah, after those 2 years at that job, that amazing experience, met so many great people. I learned a lot about like the politics, working the politics at least I thought at that moment. Like, I had learned way more than I ever thought I could, and so I was ready to go. So I was like, I put in my 2 weeks, and I had nothing to go to. Like, it wasn't like the first time where in 30 days I found a job, or 29 days. It was like months and months of struggle, and I was like, I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then it was hard. It was hard. This was in 2015. It was probably one of the hardest moments of my life. I can honestly say that. I got to the point where I was like, all right, I don't have any money to pay the rent because I left this job, and I was looking for other work, but I didn't want to move to the same type of job. I wanted something the next level. And I was just like, this isn't working. I can't go. I left this one job for 2 years to go take another job that's like the same kind of level. I was like, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to be doing more. So after like 6 months, I was thinking like, maybe I made the wrong decision. Maybe God is punishing me. Because I had to start like waiting tables to make money. And it was like I literally was living off of people's tips to pay rent. Before I even got, before I even moved to that place, I had to crash with friends because the place I was currently staying was just too expensive. So I had to crash with friends, and after crashing with a friend for 30 days is fine, but I'm going to crash with them for 3 months and I don't have money to pay them.
Yeah.
That's not okay. So they're like, you're going to have to leave.
Yeah.
So I literally was like homeless for that summer. I was like staying at hotels and staying with different friends, like literally every 3 nights. Like, luckily I met a lot of people in DC, so I had like people to jump from. But that was a low moment. Yeah. Because I felt like I was college educated at the time I got into grad school, and I was like, I'm a smart woman. I just came working with Capitol Hill, and I'm over here, waiting tables. Like, what am I doing? Like, what is this? And like, I would say like the struggle was, it was like deep depression at that point. It was a very low point. And something I do want to touch on that a lot of us do not talk about, especially I don't know who the audience is, but as society in general, but as African Americans and as African American women and Christian African American women, we are looked at as superheroes, that we can take on the strength of the world. And I think that we are these, strong women, but there's also, we sometimes are stripped of our humanity. And I think that it's okay to say that you need help and that you can't handle it all. Like, as a Black woman, and even as a Christian Black woman, like, yes, you pray, you seek help, but you have to like talk to people, and you have to not be afraid and like break down the stereotypes and taboo of seeking mental health. Because I can say from personal experience, like, I was at a low point where I was like, I need to talk to someone. Like, it's not okay. Unfortunately, like, I didn't have insurance because I wasn't working at the time in 2015. And I was like, I don't know who to talk to. And then you have this level of embarrassment, like, you're supposed to be this person.
Right.
I'm going to show like you've done it all. And I'm like literally having a mental breakdown, And on top of that, another layer for me, I'm Congolese, so as an African woman, like, you don't talk, mental health is not real. It's like you need to pray about it, or like that's white people stuff. Like, that's what we hear. But I want to say to everyone who's listening, no matter what your ethnic background is or gender, you should seek mental health. There's not like a level of that for a certain segment of the population who need mental health. The same way, if your leg was hurting, you had internal problems, you pray about it, but you also seek professional help, because that's what God has provided for us. And I wanted to talk about that, because on your pursuit to purpose, you're going to have a lot of low moments, and it's about being strong, but also strong enough to know when you need assistance.
That is amazing, and that is awesome that you brought that up, because the audience is it's open, but especially for young people, people that are in high school and in college that are listening to this, it's so important that you don't allow that those low moments to stop you on your pursuit of purpose. As you heard Joyce say that, she was homeless. She was bouncing around from friend to friend, house to house, and hit just a low point. But she didn't let that stop her from moving forward. And there will be seasons, and you can tell me if you agree with this, Joyce, there will be seasons in your life where you're on your pursuit to purpose and you feel like, hey, this is it, but then something shifts and you go in a different direction. It doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that there's more that God is requiring of you. There's a higher level. There's a deeper place for God to pull out gifts in you for you to be used for the greater good or His glory.
I absolutely agree. And this is the summer. This happened to me. I quit my job like October 2014. I had moved to DC like September like 2012. So it's 2 years in. I quit my job in October. December was fine. January was fine. I didn't feel it. Like, I was like, oh, whatever. Like February is when I start to hit. I was like, oh my goodness. And so from February to June, it was like the hardest time of my life. And I felt like it was the lowest point. Like I never ever want to feel that again, but it was very, very important. And like you said, that it's a journey. Like there's times when like you're gonna segue into different ways, but God's trying to teach you something. Thank God, I felt like that is where I had to dig deep and remember. And I hate this because if these are young people listening to this, or people who are I don't want to sound cliche. I really do not. And but I want to say that I'm not a perfect person by any means, but I've always felt that that through God, if you put your trust in Him, if you truly trust Him, things will work out, for your good. And in the moment, I'm literally on the train, crying, okay, God, literally listen to this music. You're gonna make it work. You're gonna make it work. And I'm just waiting for this little wand after 2 days for my situation to change, and it didn't change. But you just have to literally stay faithful through the situation. And I had some friends I was talking through about this. I had another friend who's actually going through similar situations who would talk, try to check in on each other, this is hard, but it has something to work out for us. Something will work out for us. And knowing that you not to fall for counterfeits during that process too, because there was many times where I could have just, oh my God, let me just go work and do this, where I can make a paycheck and it'll be fine, I'll be happy. But I stuck through, and it was like I said, very, very low moments. But at the end, something beautiful happened. If I didn't quit my job and go through that, I wouldn't have met this girl who would have put me on this listserv to get emails about Black women in DC looking for work, looking for political work. So I met her during that time, and she put me on this listserv. And so every month during 6 months, I would get these emails. And in June, 6 months in, there's this email that comes through. It's a mistake though. The girl, she was like, oh my God, I didn't mean to forward this to this group. I meant to forward to another group. So the headline, she wrote back so quickly, I'm sorry, guys, please disregard the last email. But, me, I'm being nosy. So what did she send to us? She didn't mean to send to us. So I opened it up, and I read the email, and it was there is an opportunity to train. Hillary Clinton is looking for a group of folks to work on her campaign in Brooklyn. And she had just launched her campaign in April, and I've always loved Hillary Clinton as a little girl, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool to work with her. But, me being in D.C., being in politics, I still didn't even know, I could sign up to volunteer in D.C., but I didn't, no way. I was like, how will I ever get selected to work on our campaign? The Clinton world has been established since before I was born. They have loads of people. There's no way I can work on her campaign. I probably volunteer here and there in this area, but there's no way I can work. And so I was like, what? Come in Brooklyn? And I was like, come in Brooklyn. It's in 3 weeks, blah, 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 blah. The information was on there. So, she's like, please disregard, don't share this, this was meant for certain people, blah, blah. I was like, well, I'm going to respond anyway. So I took the email, the information that was inside the email, and I wrote, and I was like, hi, I was forwarded this from a friend, which was a lie. And I was like, I want to, come up to Brooklyn for this, interview / training summit. And they were like, the girl responded back to me. It was like, who are you? Like, how'd you get the nomination up on? I was like, oh, you know, and I just like I was only supposed to start blah, 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 blah. And then it goes ghost. I don't hear anything. So I was like, whatever, I tried. And then, like, I was getting, like, then, like, 2 weeks later, I kept getting these phone calls. But, like, I don't really answer random numbers, or I'm really bad at checking my voicemail, which is not smart. People, make sure you do that. And so it was an unknown number from Iowa. I was like, who's calling me from Iowa? I was looking for a Brooklyn number, not realizing that everybody was probably just using their cell phone. And the girl was from Iowa who was trying to call me, who was working at the Clinton campaign at the time. So days go by. I don't check my voicemail, and I'm at work, serving tables, waiting on people, annoyed, upset, and I look, and I was somebody told me to check my voicemail. Check my voicemail. She sent it like days ago. It was like, hey, we want to invite you up to Brooklyn for this interview training, business professional, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what? And it was in 2 days, and I was working already a shift, so I literally got off the shift at like 11, went to the bus stop, because DC's really close to New York, got on the bus, went to New York. Literally, kid you not, like, it was like an overnight bus. The train started at 8 a.m. Like, I got off work at like 11, got on the bus, and just went up there. And that moment changed my life. Like, I didn't even know what I was expecting. I thought it was like a part of me felt like a volunteer training, but I was like, why would they do this super exclusive thing in Brooklyn? And when I got in there, it was the real deal. It was, where I worked during the campaign was a department called Advance. And basically, you do logistics and like large-scale planning for all the movements of the campaign, all the like TV interviews, all the rallies that people attend. Everywhere she goes, you're personally involved in it.
Wow.
And I was like, and it's how you get it is word of mouth. It's people who've done it for years. It's like kind of like bootlicker. It's weird. It's like bootlicker into the campaign, but it's always a privilege too because you're so close to her, you know, all the time. And so it's not something that they put on their website. It's something that's by word of mouth. So you have to know somebody. And I didn't know one. It was just like this email that came to me. So I got there, and it was amazing. It was a group of about 100 other people. And, you know, I was like, what is this? And I'm looking at people on the stage with all the, like, senior leadership of the campaign talking to you, what you're going to do. And I was like, I want to do this. My wife was like, this is me, this is me. And then the rest is history. Like a month or two later, I came back, and a month or two later, I got a call like, hey, can you work with Hillary Clinton here in D.C.? She'll be in D.C. I did something with her, and, like, you know, one thing I will say, too, is to always be prepared in a moment, like, both for opportunity. I got the job, or I got this opportunity to work with her. It was a small fundraiser, and, like, the job is called Advance, so, like, I have to go ahead of her, ensure everything's set up the way it needs to be. Like, the people are there, the politicians who need room are there, like, something down to the microphones are there, to the water she drinks, like, make sure everything logistically is set for her. When she comes in, like, you know, you greet her, you walk with her, and, like, you show her everything's happening. This is my first time doing it. These folks didn't know me. Everyone's looking at me crazy, like, who are you? Like, who put you on this? Like, you know, and, like, and look, it's real. There's not a lot of people of color. It's just a whole bunch of, like, white men who invite their white men, or, like, a few women, but there's not that many women of color. So me being a black woman, I stood out. And in that moment, her microphone went out, and, like, my reaction time was like, oh, she was in the mic. Like, this is weird. This is going live. Got her in the mic, and I didn't know. I found out months later that she was so impressed. Like, this girl just ran up and did this, and Huma, her aide, was like, they were so impressed. They were like, oh my God, she just didn't panic. She just reacted. And honestly, the rest is history. Like, working, I went from, like, a entry level, and within 3 months, I was, like, one of her closest people, traveling with her everywhere, because, you know, I'm a strong believer, and, like, your gifts will make room for you, and it's so you can't, like, I don't have to compete with everybody else. Like, you know, these people, aunts and uncles are senators, and these people, and I don't have that, but if you have the call of God, and God has put you in a certain moment for a certain reason, and you prepare for it, you'll get honored, and He will elevate you. And, like, literally, if you would have told me that I would have had that job 2 months prior, I would have believed you. But in that moment when I got that job, you told me that I would have been promoted that quickly, which is unheard of. In, like, the 6 months, in the first 6 months, it was crazy. By the time the campaign ended, I was with her everywhere. Like, people, you know, saw me everywhere with her. I was like, oh my God, I can do this, blah, blah, blah. And that's unheard of. For people who don't know her, doesn't have a family background in it. and it literally changed my life. And that's the process, that's the journey, you know. And it sounds great at the end, but like there were those hard moments. Like 2015 was hard. Making that first move to DC was hard. Like those were hard moments, but it's worth the payoff if you take calculated risk and be obedient, and you know, you're willing to risk it all for the call. Honestly, that is
amazing. I mean, you have said tons of and given us so much nuggets just from your journey. In the pursuit of purpose, it's going to have its ups, it's going to have its downs, it's going to be frustrating, but keeping at it, and even in the process of your pursuit to purpose, you've had some failures, you stumbled along some mistakes, but those mistakes all led you to the place where you were designed to be for that season and for this season. And different seasons require different things of you. This is amazing. We just want to thank you so much for sharing your story. But if you could give any last words of encouragement to young people in high school, in college, or just a individual who's at a point where they're just frustrated and don't know which way to turn, what would be your last words of encouragement to those?
I think my last word of encouragement is to write everything down. And I say this because two things. This is what helped me in my moments during the good. Write the good down, right? Like, oh my God, this is an amazing opportunity. But during also, like, there's going to be a period where you go through those dry seasons. Like in high school and college, you're going, oh my God, you're doing amazing, great things. Like, if you ever get a prophetic word spoken over you, or if you ever get, like, you know, something cool that happens to you, you read a good quote, or, you know, you read a good scripture that helps you in a moment, write it down, and write all the good things he's done along the way. Because when you're in those dry seasons that last months, and you feel like, I'm not called to do this, or there's just no way God has great things destined for me. Maybe I got it wrong. When you go back and read that stuff and look back at everything he's done for you personally, like, wow, like, he brought me this far. It's not for no reason. And you read this word that, you know, she spoke over that time, or that message I heard her speak 2 years ago that still resonates with me. That's what's going to get you through. Wow. Because those words are powerful, and they're full of life. And even if it was spoken to you in 2007 or 2008 or, you know, 2017 and 2024, it's going to be relevant. And I promise you, and I feel like that was like, there's so many things that can say, but for me, it's like what personally got me through was just opening my iPhone. I have like the notepads with like everything that I've ever, like, little encouraging words I saw, like walking down the street, or a prophetic word I heard, or a message or something I heard on YouTube, or something a friend said to me, or blah blah blah, like, or the good things that happen. Like, you know, sometimes you forget, like, you know, you forget the miracle, that good things that happen. Like, you know, oh, that cool, I really cool, and I just sit back and I have to write down the story. Like, this was amazing. This, the way it orchestrated was amazing. So in 2 years, when I'm going through something crazy, and I'm like, okay, God took me through that. He's gonna have something on the other side, you know. That's my biggest piece of advice.
Hey, excellent. Well, again, Joyce, we want to thank you so much for taking your time out for today and just talking to us and sharing your story and encouraging our students on their pursuit to purpose. We thank you again, and hopefully we can do something very soon in the near future.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
You're welcome at any time. I'm happy to help.
Excellent.